Yeah, so I just listened to the 3 hour long Dr. Phil Joe Rogan podcast, and basically it's two really rich guys complaining about the state of America and by and large the West, and had no solutions. That's all it was two rich guys with extreme wealth and extreme influence that had nothing to offer about making America a better place. Maybe you, like me, don't have all the money in the world to go traveling around. So you would think, oh, they've heard great ideas, they've seen great implementation of things. No, not at all. That's not what it was about. And I just feel like it's so funny because what are the main issues that are Western issues? Trans kid stuff. It's all they ever want to talk about. Trans stuff. Okay? Number two, immigration. Oh my God, the border. You like borders? You think that it's hard coming from where they came from? Like, what, you don't have a heart? Okay. Wars. One thing that I noticed was that these two really successful guys also never mentioned Israel Palestine once. Amazing. Now here's what I'm going to tell you right now is that let's talk about the border first. Let's just say this is the West. This is the exceptional country. These are the exceptional countries of the world. We in the West have this mentality like if the aliens came down tomorrow and said, who runs this shit? They'd come to our door and we would tell them, like, we run this shit. And we would be like, yeah, we're so moral and we're so just. But, we all know that that's not the case. But where is the leadership? Where is the leadership? In Canada? Justin Trudeau? That guy has nothing to do with his citizens. A million people have come there. House prices are insane. They have no idea how that happened. Just a big, what happened there? Okay. All right. Joe Biden. Like the most saddest representation of what, like the not the saddest, the best, the most realistic, an old decaying man. Glory well behind them or whatever. Joe Biden is the perfect representation of America. Think about how crazy Joe Biden was 15 years ago. Just in 15 years ago, Joe Biden was the man in his own way, in his own way, in his own world, with his own people. He was the man. Okay. You have to ask, why are people coming from other countries into your country? You have to ask, why is there such instability? Why? Who wants so much instability? They never even asked that. Homelessness. You can't have people breaking the law. Because one of the things Dr. Phil kept saying was about how border guards, they feel like they're not even doing their jobs anymore because they have to be counselors. And they literally just say, we'll happily do our own jobs. We'll happily do our job if we're just allowed to do our job. And according to him, he's saying that he talked to Border Patrol and they say that they're not even allowed to do what they do. So you have people coming into a country. You have people living out on the streets. You have people smoking drugs right in front of kids, like it's nothing. You have 70% of men cannot join the military. Just name the drug use in there. Just think about it. Oh wow, all these people are duds. Okay. All this would be solved with the power of a dictator. A dictator could actually be held accountable. Silly humor, but sort of true. If you think of like in native times, you would think there was a head chief. You just think like, okay, like someone's got to be in control. Someone needs to be held responsible. Responsibilities out the door. Clean the whole slate. Joe Rogan and Dr. Phil, two rich white guys that have the ability to make change. What was the main problem about women coming into men going into women's sports? Well, I don't want to offend anyone. Well, I don't want to look like a bully. No, you look like a damn fool. You look like an idiot. Because if you take any form of truth, it should easily be able to be explained to a child. So if a kid sees like a girl getting beaten up by a guy in boxing, they should be like, why is that man beating up that woman? Or why is that way older woman beating up that kid in boxing? That makes no sense. Like a 5-year-old would just say the simplest truth. But, final point is that, you have to forbid what's evil and enjoying what's right. And we are so stupid that literally any citizen of the West probably is just like this. Wow, it feels like I'm on a sinking ship. Okay, well, I'm going to go back to my room and I'm going to pretend that the ship isn't sinking. Great. So you have all this money. They can't talk about children suffering worldwide. That obviously your governments completely have different ideas than the people. Such a huge disconnect. And these are rich people with super influential that could make change. Like Joe Rogan literally could be the next president, but no. It's everyone is just too afraid of being called a bully. But China's such a bad country. Okay. So if you watch the episode, you'll get the general gist of what I'm saying, that like these guys should have been saying like, yo, we're men. Boom. Answer. Homelessness. Answer. Solution. Border issue. Boom. There should have been a solution. Men getting into different sources. Boom. Solution. No, nothing. Pathetic. But, as long as these people aren't called bullies, we're set. So if you get anything out of this, please help your small local creators that don't write with a script and don't go crazy editing and cut scenes so they talk so perfectly smooth, man. So if you get anything out of this, please leave a like and subscribe.